Hey, well, we left you in the last video hanging out the car window looking at Mount Oxley. Well, I've wound up the window because it's bloody hot out there. So sit back down, put your seatbelt on. We're off to Cobar. We made the huge trip from Burke down to Cobar today, and 160 k's. I don't know how we did it, but we've made it. And we're now staying at Glenhope Bush Camp. I'll give you a bit of a look around. It's a big open space with a few alcoves, like we're in one of the alcoves. It's $10 a night per van, and yeah, I think there's a toilet on the other side of the bush here. But we just found this little spot here. It looks to be nice and quiet for us. Yeah. We like it. We're going to stay 2 nights here, and tomorrow we're going to have a look around town. This little fella is 2 feet away from me. Hello. He's got a nest up in the tree. That's their nest up there. There's 3 babies in there. We've just put out some water for the birds and bees and whatever else. Looks like they found our bath or our water. So I think these guys all help. There's a breeding pair, and then the others help collect food and raise the young ones. Look at that. They're not scared of us at all.
Yeah, that was a bug that you could have eaten. It was a little cockroach, you think.
Look at that. If that's not a quintessential picture of the bush, of the hardships of the bush, I don't know what is. This is a replica of the original building on Glenhope back in the 1800s. There's a little bit of art around the property. There's this one, there's another one up near the entrance, and there's a cow over there in the paddock. Shearer's hands and the shears and the fleece. They're great pictures. We're settled in now, we're all set up, just having had our Zupa Dupas just to cool ourselves down. It's 33 degrees, it's bloody hot today. But this is the outlook of our camp here at Glenhope Bush Camp, about 10 k's out of Cobar. No points for guessing where we are. So today it's going to be 37 beautiful degrees. So we're going to have a look around at all the outside things early, and then have a look in the big museum later. It's an old mine site apparently. Don't know if you can see over the back of that anywhere, but we'll go and have a look and see if we can. So we're over on the other side of that Cobar sign. And this is the Great Cobar Mine. Now back in the late 1800s, I guess, there were 14 smelters here. 14. And I'll show you, I'll put a picture up of what it used to look like. They employed 2,000 men. It withdrew 114,000 tonnes of copper, 9,500 tonnes of gold, and a shit ton of silver as well. At its deepest, it's 430 metres deep. Now, I'm not sure if that's the hole or the mine underground. I'm assuming that's what it might be. Up in the top left corner, you can see the Great Cobar Museum. We're going to go and have a look at that shortly, and that's the Tourist Information Centre as well. But geez, it looks good for a swim today. We're expecting 37, so I don't know if you can swim in there. I guess not. It's all fenced off. One of the attractions in Cobar is the Fort Burke Lookout. Let's go and have a look at that. This is the New Cobar mine, and it's located at the Fort Burke lookout. It's 150 metres to the floor, and it extends 500 metres underground. I think they're looking at zinc, lead, copper and gold is what they're bringing out of this mine. We're in the Great Cobar Museum. This is the old admin block or building from the first mine, the copper mine that we saw earlier. I'm not going to show much through here, but it's well worth coming through and having a look. This is a photo taken in 1900. It's the 8-hour day parade in Wrightville, marching to join the Cobar parade. And that's the 8-hour day parade in Cobar. I'm impressed. This is such a good little museum. Well worth a visit if you're in Cobar. And this is the Welty family. And this is the property that we're staying on, out of Glenhope. And that's the hut we looked at yesterday. Bells like this used to sound when there were accidents at the mine. Geez, it would have been a chilling feeling when the bell rang, I reckon, especially if you're at home waiting for a loved one to come home from work. Sadly, the bells rang recently in Cobar when 2 young miners lost their lives in a mining accident. Well, you gotta love red dust, haven't you? This is just from around camp. Bloody hell. I don't know if you can see the dust in the trees there, but my God, it's dusty here. Look at that. I think we're gonna pack up and just move into town. Let me tell you a little bit about our day today. As you saw yesterday, it was a dust bowl out there at Glenhope, so we moved in to Cobar Caravan Park. They very kindly let us in after hours, and we spent the night there. It was nice in there. It was quite a nice park. So we've left Cobar this morning. Now, the guy opposite us in a caravan had a tech screw through his tyre, so he had to change his tyre in the caravan park. And we also had a tech screw in our tyre. Now, whether someone's just dropped a bunch of screws in the caravan park and we've all picked them up, but we were 160 k's away from Cobar and 170 k's short of Hillston, so we were in the middle of nowhere. So I changed the tyre, and of course the spare tyre's got 25 psi in it, and in going with our little trip so far, our compressor was blocked for some reason. It's just been put into the car, hardwired in, and we haven't used it, and I'd never checked my spare tyre because I've always got a compressor, so more fool me. So we couldn't use that, so I got my Interflate out and borrowed some air from the other 3 tyres, and we got it up to 33 I think it was, and we got into town. So yeah, we're all good. So I think tomorrow we're gonna have a bit of a working day. We're gonna tidy up a few things, clean the car a bit inside. It's getting pretty dusty and shitty. Repair the tyre, and just a few little things we're gonna get done. Pretty little town, Hillston. We liked it. Had a bit of a drive through. I'll show you some photos of that. We're stopping here for a night, maybe 2. We're just not sure yet. Good morning, everyone. Now, you might wonder why I'm sitting here in the gutter on the side of the Kidman Way in Griffith. Well, there's a bit of a story to it, and I'm going to tell you right now. Yesterday, we were both in Hillston, and I got a pain in my right side of my abdomen, and it was excruciating. So we think it was a kidney stone. So I went down to Hillston Hospital, and they had a look at me, and they remotely spoke to doctors and gave me pain meds and all that sort of shit. And just before I was going to be discharged, they rang the doctor to get me some painkillers in case I needed them, because there's no doctor at Hillston at the moment. And the doctor said she wants me to come down to Griffith for a CT scan. Okay, and it's only for my benefit. So they got an ambulance, paramedics, mind you, to come up from Griffith, which is 115 k's, pick me up and drive me back to Griffith-based hospital. Now, I was told by the nurses at Hillston and by the ambos that I could get a lift back tomorrow, which is today. Well, last night, about midnight, after my scans and my results were all clear, I'm guessing I've passed the kidney stone, if that's what it was, because I've got no pain at all. The doctor tells me that not only do they not have a bed for me, that they won't be taking me back to Hillston. So luckily for me, they got donger accommodation, which is $30 a night, and they put me up in that, which was fine. It was comfortable, had a shower, toilet, all that. But Christine's got to drive down from Hillston in a car that she has never driven, so she's really, really nervous. So that's why I'm just sitting on the side of the road waiting for her to come and get me. She's about 60 k's out still. So I'll see her in about an hour, I guess. I just want to add to that in no way am I expecting myself, who I've got nothing wrong with me now, to take up a bed from someone that needs it. And in no way do I expect an ambulance to run me around the bloody countryside that's needed in town here or in other emergency situations. It's just that we could have made other arrangements prior to now. Christine would have actually come down, followed the ambulance down yesterday, and we could have driven home or gone to a motel or whatever. But the health service that I've received at Griffith and at Hillston has been first class. I've got no complaints. I sincerely appreciate everything they've done for me. And it's just miscommunication, I guess. But yeah, I'm not having a dig at the ambos or the doctors or anything like that. They've been amazing. Here we are, we're back in Hillston, thank God. It was a bloody ordeal, that was. So Christine had a 230k round trip and I had a 115k round trip, plus 115 in a rocket ship ambulance. My God, it was rough. But anyway, it's all good. No pain, don't know what it was, probably a stone, I don't know. I haven't got it now, so who bloody well knows. So tomorrow we're going to pack up and we're going to head off to Bethungra Dam, I think. We'll probably spend a couple of nights down there and have a bit of explore around Junee, those areas. So we'll see you in the morning. Well, we're heading down to Bethungra Dam, and I've just put it into Google to get there, and it's taken us to Rankin Springs on the Springs Road, and that's where we are now. And bugger me if it's turned to dirt, so we're just going to have to battle with this. It'll be a good test to see how the van goes on the dirt with the dust suppression and all that sort of stuff. We have arrived in West Wyalong, and we just stopped in the Pioneer Park or whatever it's called here Corinda Reserve, sorry. And we're just having some lunch. Gonna have some quiches. Quiches in the air fryer. Now that we had about 20 k's of dirt on the Springs Road, and there's no dust in the van, so the gusto worked well. And we're looking at on the floor there's a few bolts, tiny bolts, and we can't find where they've come from, so we're just assuming they've just rattled out from underneath cupboards or whatever, and they were left there in the build, we hope. So we'll have another good look around and see if we can see them, but they don't look like they belong anywhere. So from here we've got probably 130, 140 k's to go to get down to Bethungra Dam. So we'll have some lunch and we'll see you down there. If you're coming through West Wyalong, it's on the Wyalong end of town. It's well worth the stop. I think you can camp here too, but for us it's just going to be lunch, as I said. I am standing in the Lieber bucket. What is the Lieber bucket, you may ask? Well, it's a backhoe scoop from the mining operations. I'll show you how big it is. It weighs 24 tonnes, holds 18 cubic metres of dirt, and it's 3.2 metres high and 3.2 metres long. This is a stamper from the True Blue mine in what year was it? 1897. In 1897, the True Blue mine, or the Wyalong area, produced more gold than any other mining place in Australia. This is a reconstruction of Neil's hut. Now this was built by old George in 1893. It was the first hut built in Wyalong, and he had 1,200 acres here. There we are. Well, we ain't at Bethungra Dam. We went there and there were probably 10 people, 10 campers there, and there were a few sites left, but they were all really on a slope. So my original plan was Old Junee Crown Land Reserve, which is where we are. So we're about 6 k's out of Junee, and that's why we're here. We just want to have a look around Junee. Bethungra was probably 35 k's out of town, and a shit road in, so we're happy being out here. Good morning, everyone. We had a great night here at the Old Junee Recreational Reserve. It was really quiet, despite the road just being up there and the railway over there. Didn't hear a train. Well, there's one went through about 9:30, but we weren't in bed then. Yeah, and the trucks, no noise at all. Today we're going to head into Junee, and we're going to go and have a look at the chocolate and licorice factory, and also the Roundhouse Museum, which is a train exhibit with a big turntable, just something that interests us. So yeah, we just had a brekkie. We're just about to head off, so I suggest if you haven't had your brekkie, grab some now and we'll meet you in town. So here's a bit of perspective showing you how few people there are here and how big the bloody area is. It's huge. That's us. And we're just going to have a walk through the Junee wetlands. Us and the flies. We've just come over to the Junee Roundhouse Museum. It's pretty cool. The museum's got a heap of memorabilia inside and this model railway. But it's outside where they've got actual trains and carriages. And the main thing of interest here, I guess, is the turntable. So we'll go check that out shortly.
This one's probably, they're going to probably go straight through because
Yeah.
they changed wheels and that over. They've got a gantry crane out there. Might have to do the brakes on them or something.
So this is the roundhouse. And they do repairs on trains. Turntable, we just saw the train go across. And they do up old trains as well. This is a crew car for accidents. So they used to go out and the crew would sleep in this when they're doing derailments and stuff like that. And this is the kitchen. Crew's got to eat. Through to the dining room. And there's our waitress.
Tea or coffee?
This is the other part of the accident derailment train. This is a steam crane. This crane can lift a lot. I don't know how much, but check it out. So these wheels on this steam train are huge. They're actually taller than Christine. And I'm sure a lot of viewers out there have probably travelled in trains like this. I know I have. Travelled in compartments like this. Oh, here we go. I was very young when I travelled in one of these. Very, very young. This is the mail van. Can you imagine sorting mail as you're ripping down the bloody railway tracks? Well, that's what they did. Anyway, that's enough railway shit for everyone. We are finding Junee to be a really nice town. So we're just about to head into the chocolate factory. Well, that was the chocolate factory. If you want to have a taste of the chocolate, a free sample, they're not on display. You've got to ask. We didn't know that, so we missed out. So if you want a few freebie tasters, you've got to ask the guy behind the counter. Well, we're looking for somewhere to grab some lunch. We were actually following our noses. We can smell food and coffee over this way. Well, we just had a really nice lunch in here. Check out this building. It's just like stepping back into the 1920s. It's amazing. Okay, that's our time in Junee up. We're going to spend the afternoon around the caravan, just sitting, relaxing. What did you think of Junee, darling?
I like Junee. It's a small country town. That's what we expected, but it was very clean and tidy and some nice old buildings, which I was happy to look at. The wetlands was really exciting to have a look at some birds, and loved trains, so had a good day looking at the trains. Yeah, I thought it was a good little town.
Yeah, same. We liked it. It's a very tidy town, but it's centred around the railway. The railway line runs straight through the middle of town. So there's towns on both sides, part of town on both sides of the railway line. So, but the Roundhouse Museum, the train place, was good. The wetlands were good. Town is beautiful. Very, very tidy. They take a lot of pride in their town. The chocolate factory, beautiful grounds. It's a really nice building, but I was underwhelmed, to be honest. It's basically, unless you do a chocolate tour, which we didn't do, it's just a little room selling chocolate. Now you can't even, we understood from previous YouTube that you can, lots of tastings there, and we were going to have a bit of a taste. But apparently, because all the gluttons out there and all the arseholes out there, they've made it so hard for them to have things on display for free that you now have to ask the guy behind the counter for some samples. We didn't know that till the end, but it just shows you that, you know, they're trying to do the right thing, and tourists and people can't do the right thing by them. So anyway, but I was a little bit underwhelmed overall with the chocolate factory. Just a shop. But we did love Junee, and we'd love to come back sometime.
And we had lunch in the railway station.
Yeah.
Beautiful building.
Yeah, the lunch at the
Amazing.
railway, it was nice, wasn't it?
Huge mirrors and beautiful ceilings, and it
Yeah.
just was a great space.
Yeah, it was beautiful there,
Like
that
it
cafe.
used to be in 1920.
Yeah.
It was well looked after. It looked really good.
The railway station cafe. It's attached to the railway station. It's nice, it's worth a look, and the food was nice. So
Coffee was good.
coffee was good too. I don't know. Coffee, nah, not for me. Anyway, so that's Junee done. Tomorrow we're going to head north, I think, up to Forbes for a night or two up there. So we're just going to sit back and relax, and we will see you on the road tomorrow.
Bye.
Hey, good morning everyone. I think yesterday I mentioned that we were going to head to Forbes today, but we changed our mind. We're going to head up to Temora. We came down from Hillston through West Wyalong and Temora, and we really liked both of those towns, and we've got an extra day up our sleeve, so we thought we might spend the night up in Temora and just have a quick look around town before we head up to Forbes and Parks. So we're about to pack up, or we're about to leave. We've packed up, and we'll see you up at Temora. Just arrived in Temora, and we're a bit early, so we're gonna, or a bit early for our accommodation. So we're gonna go into the Aviation Museum here, have a bit of a look. This is the maintenance hangar. So the furthest green and white plane is a Wirraway, and a Cessna down here in front, the white one. Over there we've got a Spitfire and a Tiger Moth. That's the second Spitfire they've got. This is a Cessna Dragonfly used in Vietnam. It's a ground attack aircraft. That's the English Electric Canberra, which was a bomber, first jet bomber. This is the Gloucester Meteor. It's an air-to-air fighter, and it was used in Korea against the MiGs. That's a Ryan STM, all shiny. Geez, we enjoyed that aviation museum. It was great. How cool was it to see an actual Spitfire in the flesh? It's such a famous plane. Anyway, Temora is a nice looking town. Seems to have everything you would need here. We're staying at the showground, so we're heading that way right now. That's our little spot here at the Temora showground. 25 a night, power and water. There's a few people over there. There's plenty of room here though. It's a nice little spot, close to town. G'day everyone. We are in Parks. We've driven up from Temora this morning. Took us probably, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours to get here. It was, I don't know about you, but Google's shit, isn't it? Everyone knows that. And we put in the place we're at, which is called Nella Valley Farm Stay, and it took us all these back roads, and I quite enjoy it. I quite enjoy the uncertainty. We're going every turn off, we're going, this will be a dirt road, this will be a dirt, but none of them were. So we were really lucky today that no dirt roads. But both of us, we love the back roads. Instead of just going on the main highways, fighting trucks and cars and stuff, we wouldn't have passed 20 cars or vehicles all day the back way we came through. So yeah, and we like travelling like that, and we'll continue to do that. So this place, Nella Valley Farm Stay, it's about 5 minutes out of town. It's $10 a night, no power or water, of course. And as you can see behind me, there's only two of us here. It's a nice spot. I'll give you a really quick look around, but it's just a paddock on the road, 5 minutes out of town. You can't beat it. I love it. We've just driven up to Memorial Hill in Parks here. It's their Anzac Memorial. Pretty impressive. So as I said, we're probably going to have 2 nights, maybe 3 nights here. If we have 3 nights, we'll probably tomorrow we're going to do the Parks thing. We'll have a look at the dish and the Parks Aviation Museum. And today being Saturday, so Sunday in Parks. And if we stay the 3 nights, we'll spend the day down in Forbes for the Monday. Forbes is a really nice looking town, and we'd like to go and have a look at that. It's only 30 odd k's down the road from where we are. So we'll see how we go with that. As you can see, the weather is looking a bit daunting. They've predicted thunderstorms and probably 90% chance of 5 to 20 mils here. Originally, we were going to stay in Forbes, but the place we looked at there was going to get the same rain as here. Gets really muddy, apparently, according to all the reports. This place, as you can see, is pretty well grassed, and I'm pretty confident if we get a lot of rain here, we'll get out of here, no troubles whatsoever. So that's why we stayed here, and I'm really glad we did. There's only 2 of us here. Like, it's quiet, it's 5 minutes from Parks, loving it. There's Christine, we're just sitting there having a quiet drink, relaxing after a big drive today, a whole big drive of 150, 160 k's. Geez, it takes it out of you, doesn't it? Good morning, everyone. Well, we dodged another storm last night. Just got a little bit of rain, that's all. This morning we are at the Parks Aviation Museum. We've moved over to the Henry Parks Centre now. Apparently there are 4 museums here, but we're just going to have a look at a couple of them. One of the museums we're going to check out is the Elvis Museum. There's a bunch of Elvis memorabilia in here. Some of it's authentic, some of it's a replica, but geez, it gives you an amazing insight into the great man. Then there's the car museum. These cars are all part of the Parks Antique Motor Club and are privately owned. There's some classics in here, well worth a look. Jesus, they look after their cars. We are at the Parks Radio Telescope. Pretty impressive place this, well worth a visit. So this is this parabolic thing. You can see how far Christine is away from me. She's right up there and we can hear each other talking. Hello, darling. All right, let's get off and give them a go. You need to get your nerd on and come out to the Parks Radio Telescope. It'll surprise you. There's something here for everyone. Anyway, it's been a big day for us, so we're heading back to camp to sit back and just enjoy being here. We've wandered down to Forbes this morning, and the first thing we've stumbled across is this beautiful walk along the Lake Forbes foreshore. There looks to be a bunch of sculptures and info boards along here, so let's go check them out. They put up these displays that tell about the different aspects of Aboriginal life. This one's about art, and the last one was about religion, I think. It's really interesting to read this stuff. It gives you a great insight. What a beautiful walk along the river this is. Geez, they've done a great job with the parklands on each side of this lake. It's so nice walking through these casuarinas. So very peaceful. Geez, we've only been here 10 minutes, half an hour, and along this walk, beautiful. Geez, we like Forbes is looking like a really nice town. Okay, let's go and have a look around town now. From what we've seen, there's some great looking buildings and a bunch of murals to see. We are out at Gum Swamp and it's a bit dry at the moment, but there's still a bit of water there. We're looking at the Hunter, and this is part of the sculpture trail along the Lachlan River between Forbes and Condobolin. We're not going to go all the way, but we'll show you a few of those. It's a bit hard to make out on the video, but it looks like an eagle swooping in. There are a few bird hides out this track, so we'll have a look at that. And there's also another sculpture. It's a bit further back and we'll go and check that one out as well. These bird hides are really good. They're 2-story. Plenty of birds you can see out there if you're interested in that. There's about 3 or 4 of them around the swamp here. This is the goanna sculpture. It's pretty impressive. We'll show you how big he is in a sec. Well, there you go. There's Christine underneath the goanna. Gives you a bit of an idea. Here's our next sculpture on the sculpture down the Lachlan. This is called Roadkill, and it looks like the kangaroo's getting a bit of revenge. He's belting into the cars coming down the highway. This is the next one in the sculpture trail. It's called the Tower. It's something to do with our water tank stands and how water's changed in how we manage water and all that sort of shit. This one is called Bird in the Hand, and it's all about the importance of wetlands to the Australian environment. This is going to be the last one we look at. We're about 50 k's round trip out of Forbes, and then we've got to get back up to Parks. So we're not going to go any further. We'll save that for another time. But pretty impressed with a lot of these sculptures. They're quite well made and very insightful. We're crossing the Lachlan River here at Bajerabong. It's a pretty dodgy bridge too. It's around 35 today, so we're heading back toward town and Lake Forbes for a swim. Then we'll go back to camp at Parks. Good morning everyone. Well, unfortunately for us, that is it. That's the end of our trip. We've had a wonderful month away. We can't wait to get going again somewhere different. So thanks for coming along with us. We hope you've enjoyed the journey, and we'll see you on the next one. How's this for a storm? We've had this following us since Wellington, and it's been slowly catching us. Well, it's actually caught us. We haven't heard CB messages that there are trees down the road behind us, so there's no surprise there. Anyway, I think going home today was definitely the right decision. While we drive through this crap, how about I give you a few stats to keep you entertained. We drove 4,375 k's on this trip with an average fuel consumption of 17.3 litres per 100. We stayed for 16 nights in free or low-cost camps and 10 nights in caravan parks. We had 8 severe weather warnings, 2 dust storms, 1 hospital visit, 1 ambulance ride, 1 puncture and a stuffed air compressor. The hottest day was 37 degrees in Cobar, and the coldest night was a chilly 5 degrees and cleanliness. Now the worst highway was the Mid-Western Highway near Rankin Springs. And I'll tell you, the M1 gets an honourable mention. For a national highway, it's a bloody disgrace. G'day everyone. Just sitting here finishing off editing the 3rd video, the final video in our Outback New South Wales trip. Christine and I really hope you've enjoyed the first 2, and we hope you enjoy this one just as much. We came home a little bit early, as you'll see, probably 2 days early. And we came home early because we wanted to enjoy some beautiful weather, and the beautiful weather that we've got here today. Oh my God. Anyway, we had some severe weather warnings, as you saw in the video, and we did have 2 more days, as I mentioned, at Gulgong and Denman scheduled, but with those weather warnings, we just came home. And lucky we did, because both those towns copped a hiding from the weather. Huge chunks of hail, strong winds, lots and lots of rain. So we're just dodged a bullet, I guess. So we got a lot more content coming out. We got a trip away in February, we hope, probably a couple of months. So we're going to film that one. And just want to thank you again for putting up with me and and watching all our videos. We do really appreciate it. So hopefully we'll see you in the next one.